What's good, team? Right up here, that's my Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions review. Just came back from the movie con in Rosemont, Illinois, and I just saw the Dark Side of Dimensions movie, and I gotta say, the movie was pretty great. So in this video, I'm gonna give you guys my top 10 what the fuck moments. So as I always tell you guys, without further ado, let's begin. And starting off by saying, if I stutter a little bit more than usual, and if I slur a little bit more than usual, I'm a little tipsy. Not gonna lie, stopped at this place called Sugar Factory, and I'm gonna show you guys a clip of what I just drank.
Thank you.
Now, as you guys can see, there's a fuck ton of alcohol. Pretty cool place. First time ever being there. I didn't expect it that much. So, this is kind of a buzz, whatever, review. So, yeah. Starting off with my number 10 what the fuck moment of the movie. Everyone's goes at the high school. The movie starts off pretty much with the casual anime-esque lifestyle of Joey, Yugi, Taya, and Tristan, Kaiba, and Mokuba. Well, Kaiba and Mokuba is doing their own thing, running the Kaiba Corporation business. But my most memorable moment was everyone talking about, in the Yugi's core group, talking about their moments after high school. Taya's going to study abroad to be a dancer. Tristan's trying to be he's going to have to be a worker in his dad's factory because I guess they don't got money like that. Joey's going to try to be a professional duelist. Yugi's going to work at his grandfather's shop. So everyone in Yugi's core group pretty much got their plans set in stone. We're going to do after high school. So it seems like Taya's the only one that's going to be pretty much going to college and trying to be a dancer, which is pretty cool in my opinion because it just shows out that the series has pretty much come to an end. Starting off watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in season 1, they were all freshmen in high school. So pretty much this movie takes place 4 years later in their senior year of high school, prior to the events of GX, because GX was a whole nother thing. Another thing I liked about the movie, I guess this is kind of a top 10 as well, that their life points was 8,000 instead of 4,000. I thought that was pretty odd. But going into that, my number 9 what the fuck moment was Bullies wants to do a world starring Ogami. Now, this was fucking hilarious to me. If you guys watched the movie, and if you guys are watching this video right now, if you guys haven't realized that this review is going to include spoilers, Ogami, the main villain of the movie, he was about to get his ass whooped by like 5 dudes. And they was finna world star this nigga. Like, it was so fucking funny. They had their phones out, they were threatening to kick his ass, and Yugi and Joey ran up on him saying, hey, leave him alone, we're gonna protect him. And Agami's like, nah, y'all, I got it. And later on in the movie, you see Ogami lead the same bullies that was finna whoop his ass into a trap and banishes them into the dimension world. Like, the whole premise of the movie pretty much was Ogami wanting revenge on Bakura pretty much, because Bakura killed his master, which was pretty fucking awkward. And Ogami wanted to collect the Millennium Items because he wanted to make sure the Pharaoh doesn't come back, because apparently when the Pharaoh walks the earth, Ogami and his crew cannot live. So, and they all lose their powers. It's pretty random. The movie didn't go too much in depth about that. But yeah, the bully world star moment. So yeah, that was my number 9. Number 8 was pretty much Ogami's mission. Whole goal was to, according to the movie, if I realized it correctly, he wanted to kill, but he wanted revenge on his dead master. He wanted to kill Bakura, and he's been stalking Yugi's group ever since. He even started going to their high school. He must have had to at least follow them for at least a year or two, just observing them and watching them and plotting his plan. So yeah, number 8 what the fuck moment. Well, I'm sorry, yeah, number 8 what the fuck moment. Agami's mission. His mission was pretty cool, and it was pretty epic. Number 7 what the fuck moment. Dimension summoning. Now, as a lot of you guys already know, I had the Dimension summoning clip on my channel, which was supposed to be made exclusively for me, but I mean, this is the internet, this is YouTube. People snatched the video off my channel, uploaded it, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get it back. But with that being said, Dimension summoning was announced in the movie, because in the clip of my videos, pretty much, I thought it was you pay life points to bring out a monster, and when they die, you lose life points. But in the actual movie, I didn't realize that when they brought out the monsters, they didn't really lose life points. Like, the movie did not go that in depth. And honestly, that's my biggest flaw with the movie. The movie didn't go that in depth with anything. I guess because it's mainly a kids movie anyway. So, and people were just dimension summoning out of nowhere. Like, people would go on their turn, I would dimension summon, like Ogami, he, in one of the scenes, he dimension summoned Vijay and Cubic Seed like 3 times, and he dimensioned something for another guy, and then he dimensioned something for another guy, and Kaiba's just dimensioning something and blew out. It just was like, wow, okay, they're spamming the field, but they're not losing life points, and they're not losing. It just was odd as fuck. So I guess dimension somebody took actual life energy instead of life points, which is what I got confused. So number 7, what the fuck was dimension something and how it worked. Number 6, what the fuck moment of the movie, Kaiba's epic fucking duel disc. Oh my god, the duel disc was fucking epic. Pretty much, it was like he put a headset on, the headset is attached to his brain, and the brain can pretty much allow you to summon any card from you want from your deck. So it seems like people just can draw the most perfect hand whenever they duel against the opponent, because they didn't really shuffle decks. Kaiba's was like, with this new hologram technology, you guys can draw whatever you want, and I can do pretty much whatever I want. His new duel disc was pretty epic because not only does it include the brain technology where it scans your brain and lets you draw whatever you want, the graphics on it was amazing. Like the holograms were so realistic, according to Joey and Tristan, that you would think they were real. Like, it was one scene in the movie where these airplane pilots, which we found out later were to be holograms, they crashed into a dueling stadium. Everyone thought it was like a terrorist attack explosion, but that was Kaiba just demonstrating his new duel disc. So yeah, Kaiba's new duel disc was pretty powerful. Man, I mean, Kaiba's like he's like the most richest person in the Yu-Gi-Oh genre, so I guess the duel disc is gonna be powerful. My number 5, what the fuck moment of the movie. Bakura's backstory. Now, I don't really remember a lot of his backstory from the anime, but this movie shares some lot of his backstory, and it's pretty much how he obtained the Millennium Ring. And pretty much his dad was on an excavation to find the Millennium Ring for power or whatever, typical animation. His dad tried to use the Millennium Ring for power, and this is where Agami comes into place, because Agami's master was trying to he was teaching the kids about powers and etc. And he told Bakura's dad that, you know, you could use the Millennium Ring if you want to, but I'm not gonna stop you, and this is fate, you know, all that blah 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 fate anime world bullshit. So Bakura's dad grabbed the Millennium Ring, he got possessed. The man in the fucking ring killed Bakura's dad, wound up possessing Bakura, and that's how Bakura became the evil Bakura that we met in Duel Monsters, which is pretty cool. So it was just cool learning about his backstory. It was cool learning about why Bakura was evil, and that's because his dad was on an excavation while he was pretty much, I think he was like at least 5 or 6, and the 5 or 6-year-old was just fucking offing people. He killed Agami's master, which is why Agami wanted revenge on Bakura. Because in the beginning of the movie, you would think, the way they set the movie up, that Agami wanted to kill Yugi because he said the Pharaoh can kill him. But if you really pay attention to the movie, Agami wanted revenge on Bakura. It was even a scene in the movie where he fucking caught Bakura and was trying to kill him until Yugi found Bakura. It was just a big fuck up moment. It was a big crazy fucking moment in the movie. You guys gotta see it for yourself. Number 4, what the fuck moment in the movie. Bakura's spirit possesses Agami. Now this was crazy as hell because actually I'll leave that for later. What the fuck moment? What the fuck moment number 4 was Joey's Trollface. Now, Joey did his epic Trollface, which is famous face that the Yugioh for Real Man guy uses in his movie. Made the entire audience in the movie fucking cry, and it was hilarious. Kind of annoying being at the theater now that I think about it, because everyone just wouldn't shut the fuck up talking throughout the theater, but it's an anime movie, what can you expect? Okay, yeah, so that was number 4. Number 3 was, you know what? Yeah, number 3 I'll just do Obelisk top deck summon. So, in the match of Agami versus Kaiba, Kaiba's getting his ass kicked by Agami, and you think he's going to lose. He has no cards in his hand, and he has a field of 5 monsters. The dude's he just like out of nowhere top decks Obelisk the Tormentor via his hologram technology, which I think is complete bullshit, because we already know Kaiba doesn't have that card in his deck because the god card is supposed to be locked away. He rips Obelisk Tormentor, some of the Obelisk Tormentor, wipes out Agami's fucking field, and they didn't get the Agami didn't get to lose due to the fact that in this scene Agami was trying to get the Millennium Puzzle, and Kaiba, his henchman, was getting the Millennium Puzzle. So pretty much they were dueling over the right of who was going to get the Millennium Puzzle. So after that point happened, everyone just vanished because Mokuba stole the Millennium Puzzle. Kaiba said deuces, and everyone was like deuces, deuces. Now, going to the number 2, possessed Agami. Number 2, what the fuck moment? Possessed Agami. So Agami eventually started to realize the error of his ways, became somewhat good after Yugi dueled him, gave him the epic speech. The duels in this movie was fucking phenomenal, by the way. Good graphics all around. But Agami got possessed by Bakura's spirit, and it became more evident when that happened that the main villain of the movie was truthfully Bakura's spirit. Like, that motherfucker, like, if you guys know the history of Bakura's spirit, post that in the comment section down below. That motherfucker just crazy, and he was just killing people. Because I was more of a, like, even though I watched Yugi as a kid, I was more of a casual fan, and I actually enjoyed the game more than anime. And GX was my favorite series because they actually used more rules and realistic rules in the game, in the actual GX anime. Now, yeah, Bakura's spirit possesses Agami. He uses Agami as his new host. He duels everyone with Agami's cubic deck. Everyone's going back and forth. Yugi's trying to duel this dude. This dude's bringing out every powerful monster in the cubic deck. And just when you think Yugi's going to lose, it leads into my number one what the fuck moment. Yami Yugi come back with Agami's fucking master. Now, this is the thing that kind of pissed me off. Yami Yugi legit had no fucking lines. He just smiled at Yugi. Summoned fucking, I guess Agami's master became a fucking card. Agami's master came out as a card. Blasted Agami's fucking cubic monster. Wiped his life points out. I guess he killed Bakura's spirit, evil spirit. And pretty much that was like the climax of the movie. Everyone in the theater went fucking wild. And the movie ended up ending with Yugi and his crew graduating high school. And Taya going on her trip to study abroad for dancing. Now, another good takeaway from the movie was Duke Devlin. It was fucking hilarious. Seeing this dude work at an ice cream stand in the mall, and Joey was still being his dog. Because you guys remember in the anime, when after Duke beat Joey in a duel, he told Joey that Joey had to be his dog. So I guess Duke is like a assistant manager at a fucking ice cream place, and Joey works there at the ice cream place as in the dog costume. So it's pretty much an homage to the anime, which is pretty fucking hilarious. And then you have Mokuba and Kaiba ruling the world. And also another main point of the movie I forgot to mention, because there was two main plots in the movie. First plot was Agami wanted revenge. The second plot was Kaiba wanting to get his revenge on Yami Yugi and to prove that he's the best of the best. So throughout the whole movie, Kaiba's goal was to get the Millennium Puzzle back together, to give it to Yugi so he can duel Yami Yugi to prove that he's the better duelist. And of course that never happened because Yami Yugi's soul is not even in the puzzle no more. So, because in the last episode of Yugioh, in the original series, Yami Yugi went to heaven, I guess, or where the fuck you go when you die. So at the end of the movie, I guess Kaiba built a new, either a time machine or a dimension machine, because he used Agami's cubic thing, which can cross dimensions, to fuel his device. And it looks like he went back in time in ancient Egypt to duel Yugi, the pharaoh, back in his prime. So it's going to be kind of awkward seeing Kaiba try to duel with some hologram technology and ancient Yugi dueling with fucking monoliths and scriptures and whatever. And I guess that is the reason why back in the original anime, back in the Battle City arc, where you had the Kaiba versus Yugi stone, and it told the prophecy of them getting the God cards. So I guess it's kind of a clusterfuck. So pretty much, in my opinion, Kaiba went back to time. And pretty much the movie goes over. Everyone in the theater was fucking pretty like, that sucks. But overall, I had a great time seeing the movie. The movie was pretty cool. It really was enjoyable. It wasn't the best movie. Give it a 7 out of 10, just for the lows. My only gripe was the fucking movie theater. All the immature anime fans making pun after pun. They wouldn't shut the fuck up. Really kind of made the movie annoying. So if you guys go see this movie, please go see it early in the morning. Don't go sit in a crowded theater because you will be annoyed. So with all that being said, if you guys seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of the Dimensions, post your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And as I always tell you guys, if you're new to the channel, I would love for you to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. I generally upload 3 to 5 times a week now, and if you guys have any questions, post that in the comment section down below. So this is Chris from Team Innovation, and I'm signing out. Peace, guys, and stay innovative. Deuces.